All right, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You were listening to the Morning Edge webinar, so it's time to get our analysis going here. All right, so let's start with the euro dollar. And as I said earlier this morning, if you guys are tuning in, I see there's a lot of people that are coming in a little bit late, and you guys missed some of my conversation of what we were having a little earlier. So here's the euro dollar ahead of the ECB. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm just going to say this this line right here. I'm going to be very, 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 very careful. No, I'm just going to leave it just like this. That's 105.50 basically, right? Roughly. That's what I'm going to call the bull bear line today. In other words, okay. Interesting. I was just reading, Macroman said the overnight euro dollar volume is the highest since December of 2008. Eesh. Wow, that means somebody's expecting some pretty dovish remarks out of Draghi, in my opinion. Heavy selling, and notice how, okay, just go into this hourly chart, just see how we're falling. Relative strength is actually confirming, not divergent, it is confirming. This is the 105.50 level. 105.50, in my opinion, is going to be above 105.50. The ECB did not deliver, or delivered, less than the market expected. If we stay below 105.50 today, that means that the ECB, excuse me, the ECB delivered a lot, okay? And so that's what I'm looking at as the 105.50 level. Frankly, just by the end of the day, and there's a lot that can happen between the here and the end of the day. We're going to be like this, right? This is what the market's going to look like, right? Just kidding. But but really, I'm looking for a close below 105.50. That means that the ECB was extremely accommodative, and the market exceeded expectations. If we are above 105.50, I think there's a risk of a squeeze. Okay. Now, I'm not going to be convinced of a squeeze until we break above 106 right here. Okay. We break above 106 or 106 and a quarter. That's when the euro starts to squeeze. So if you guys are sitting here waiting and saying, oh, I know that there's no way, the market really expects too much and the euro is going to squeeze today, I personally would not be comfortable being on the long side of the euro unless it broke above 106 and a quarter, which would be this resistance right here. Okay, we break above that, I mean, you can really say 106.40, but this is, and remember, this is that 618 that so we keyed in all week, right? That 618, that was our major resistance that, I know I shorted it from there twice this week, okay? Even with my wife having pneumonia, I was able to squeeze those out. So those right there are really key levels moving forward. If you think that if the euro is going to squeeze, it's got to get above 106 and a quarter. It gets above that, and you're going to see probably a pretty massive squeeze. I would, and obviously that's not something that I want to see happen because I'm long the dollar Swiss. It's not going to be good. Dollar Swiss is going to go down. But I give you the buts. Okay, but if we, stay below here, now you're talking about a chance of a move down to 104.60, which is obviously the support from way back in March. The lows here, 104.62, that is support. And I mean, let me see if we can find closer support, but that might stop us up. I guess we have to do this. Just so we know where the stopping points might be. Okay, so 127% extension. This should hold us up ahead of the ECB meeting. all right, which will be 105.35. So 105.07 is 161% extension of this last move. So I'm going to write down 105. I'll just write down 105 even, just to round it out, because overshoots are normal, especially on ECB days, interest rate decision days. Okay, so we got 105 support, and then below that, then you've got obviously 104.60. Like I said, if we close below 105.50 today, below that yellow line, that's going to suggest that we're probably going to break through here, these lows, before the Fed, I would think. Okay, so I'll say that again. If we close below 105.50 today, especially if we close well below, like 105, like let's just throw that out there, I'm assuming we'll be below here by the time the Fed meets in 2 weeks. Like I said earlier this morning, I would suspect maybe 103 or so. Just throwing numbers out there without actually doing any technical work. I'm just running an assumption. All right. So anyway, oh, the euro's spiking up a little bit. Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa! What happened with the euro dollar, dude? Seriously. What just happened to the euro? I just sold some 86. Actually, I sold 84. Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, nothing. No, I was actually over
Oh,
here to broadcast the ECB, but nothing that I'm seeing on the wires. It says leak. Now it says leak, but that was Nick Trades, but there's nothing on the wires. Nothing on the wires.
yeah, I just sold 84, 105.84, and it must be something about the deposit rate not getting changed.
Maybe I would be looking to sell 640, but just be a little cautious. Anyone who would just jump in, we've talked about that before yesterday, which was the 626, but I think it's just a lot of people getting squeezed out right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If we
I
can
don't.
jump up to 626, I'll take it, but because I think it's so thin right now that we can squeeze a lot of people, and we can see this market come right back down again too. I think
Yeah,
it's probably be a pretty good area to sell it. If we can maybe get that pop up to 626, I'll take it
because remember the
Mark Chandler says Euro pops on ECB's failure to cut rates. I don't know about that. I don't think. I just don't see that they wouldn't cut rates, because that'd be just disastrous. So, I mean, I'll take 640, but
okay, it's coming back down here. Hold on.
yeah, I think that's just wrong. There's no way that they're not going to cut rates. But it could get wild if they don't, and that's why
I mean, look at
I'll
it
take
spike.
640. I'll take 640, but without any questions asked. But
I mean, we have 6 minutes, and it obviously something's
I
gotten
think it's going to come right back down, because no one knows for sure. This is probably now. If it
well,
comes
no,
back down, I would just exit.
but
But
listen, this is the if because this is where they're going to announce the deposit rate cut. If they cut,
yeah,
if they
that's what I was coming on air for. Okay, here we go. That's a lot of risk for people to be. I have to think it would come right back down, but here's 627. Let's see
wow,
if we can
euro
get
just
past
spiked up.
640.
Look, euro 106.50. Wow, wow, 106. Holy what the hell, dude? I mean, I just added a little bit, but man, crazy. What the heck happened? That's obviously it got leaked somehow. So there's going to be no
Okay.
deposit rate cut, apparently. I mean, that's. So Financial Times just reported, it says unchanged. So Financial Times is reporting the news early. There's where the leak came from. Wow.
Well, I
And it's
sold
coming.
642.
Yeah, I mean, I added. I mean, my average is at 106.08. But I'm gonna exit it probably here very shortly. But the
I
Financial
sold
Times leaked it.
642.
Wow,
I'm
nice,
out.
nice,
I'm
nice,
out. I'm
Nice
out.
trade, Polly.
Yeah.
And I am out myself. Okay, I just took a quick 10 pips on my average down, done.
Hey, what
That
the
was,
heck? What the heck? Is trading
seriously.
too crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what the
Why
hell.
put yourself in that kind of? If that would happen, I don't believe that. I cannot believe they wouldn't cut the
All right.
rates. That's crazy talk. But you never
Well, I
know.
mean, it got leaked apparently. So let me deal with the cable. I got to get this analysis done
Okay.
before people get here or ECB starts. Okay, so 150, 149. Okay, that's easy. 150, 149. 50, whoops, 149. Crap, dude, they have to throw a fuck. A, I mean, oops, a monkey wrench into my damn master plan this morning of analysis. Um, All right. Let me know if anything crazy is happening right now.
I'm
So
looking at the
Swissy
wires. I'll let you know when it comes out.
so Swissy dipped. Obviously, we're gonna have to find we got to find support. The overnight lows at 101.80. We just went as low as 101.65. Like I said, I'm still long. It just bottom fell out of that. Well, we know what happens when they don't move the deposit rates. 1.0165. 65 is support. Yeah, I took a quick, few pips out of the euro, but man, that's some crazy moves this morning.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. You're able to get out of that and salvage that. That's fantastic. Why have that kind of risk? Although I don't believe it. I do not believe that they wouldn't cut the rates. That
It's going to
makes
be
no sense.
10260, 10260. Sorry, guys, I'm just quickly doing this. Um, Thanks, guys. Yeah, James, it was the FT. Um, So the FT leaked that, and remember now Bloomberg is on the Bloomberg is the Fed Bloomberg is on the Fed's shit list, and
Oh,
now
okay. Jonathan Alger says Financial Times just deleted their tweet.
yeah, you know what happened is they probably your Financial Times they probably put the tweet in there, and then they somebody hit the go button, and so.
I think there's no way that could happen. I can't believe people are falling for that. Although the smart thing was to exit that trade, but and they're gonna have a lot of egg on their face if that wasn't true. But they've
Oh
deleted
my
it.
God, big time, big time.
Okay, here we
Here we
go.
go. Here we go, guys. Oops, let's go back over to the euro. Sorry.
I think there's gonna be hell to pay on that one. 5 seconds.
So yes, unchanged.
Nothing yet.
Okay, look,
Cuts
look at the
deposit
euro.
rate.
Oh
ECB
my
cuts deposit
God.
rate.
Oh my God. I would have made so
Financial Times just effed a lot of people. Financial Times just effed a lot of people. ECB cuts interest rate to minus zero point 0.3 versus zero point 0.2. ECB keeps interest rates on the deposit facility unchanged at 0.20.
Wait. So the
Yeah,
euro is
it says
spiking.
that, yeah, so that
Whoa,
was
whoa,
just a
whoa,
spike
whoa.
back. And they might say that's what they were citing.
Wow. So I just sold 80. I just sold 106.87.
So it says it cuts the deposit rate, and then it says
I just sold
set interest rates on
106.87.
deposit
I'm
facility at minus
out
zero point
for
0.3.
60. Out for 60. Ooh, God.
You lucky dog. I'm over here too busy looking at the headlines.
All right.
Man, the Financial Times really did some people over.
Did. Um,
And notice how they took out the high. They took out the high by 12 pips, and then they turn around and brought it right back down. But I
Oh
wouldn't.
man,
I'm not. That was a fantastic trade. Did I'm not going to do
thank you.
anything.
Thank you. I actually bought a little bit of Swissy on this dip too. But I shorted the euro at 106.87. Let me see where I closed everything. I'll tell you exactly what I did. Activity log. Okay. Shorted the euro at 106.87. Bought it back at 106.16.
Sheesh!
That was a
Holy Moses!
61 pip gain. Holy crap. That's good. I like it. I'll take it. Okay, so what happened now?
Exactly. Exactly.
Not too sure what happened there, but I'm now
You
the
got
FT.
that right.
Okay, so
Exactly. It
they
says
cut
the
leaves the main rate unchanged, but cut
yeah,
deposit rate.
Eurocrest deposit rate sets interest rate on deposit facility at minus zero point 0.3 versus zero point 0.2. Keeps benchmark refinancing rate unchanged at 0.05. So this could still give us that, gave us that up blip now. I think people have to be careful, and I think you be careful for short covering. ECB keeps refinancing rate unchanged at 0.05.
And you know what? I would remember we got the press conference coming up in literally in 45 minutes. You got to imagine what they're going to be announcing at the press conference too. So
Oh yeah, I
before
think
you yeah,
be on the safe side. Just don't do anything until after the press conference because you're going to get whipped around, which you did. But obviously, which is the best way to do it, is you just traded the levels, and you did really well. But
no, I don't even know why I scalped it at 106.80. I was just saying this is ridiculous. They cut the deposit rate. That's what I was thinking in my head. But
yeah, but you missed the part, which is what they kept the facility rate. What was it? I said at 0.05, and that's what sent it back up. But then, like you said, everybody's looking. Well, wait a minute, they still cut the rate, and it comes back down. But I tell you what, it's keeping its bid, and I think people have to be careful on this. I think that any dips that Draghi gives you are not going to be enough to keep the euro down. And like you said, I believe in the dollar. I mean, you were the one that got me in the dollar from way back when. But I think on a short-term basis, we're going to see a lot of short covering here. How far, I don't know. You're right about the dollar. The dollar will strengthen, but we're going to see some short covering in the euro. And I think that they're going to look at this as a glass half empty. And I think it'll keep the euro from falling too much further. I'll back out, but that was some
all right.
fantastic trading by you. I only caught that a little bit, and I probably wouldn't even have caught that other one, the one that you did. But I'll back out of here. But have a good day trading. I'll see you in the chat room.
Thanks, man. I picked up some Swissy below 102 at 101.90 or so. So it's bouncing back, and man, crap. Let me go over to the Euro Swiss really quick. So remember, Draghi is going to be talking about what I sold the Euro Swiss this morning. I mean, I sold it somewhere down here, so damn.
Hey
It's all
Blake,
right.
one comment on the Swiss National Bank. Swiss National Bank declines to comment on ECB rate decision, also declines to comment on any possible Swiss National Bank market intervention, and that's from a spokesman.
Cool, cool. Thank you very much, Paul Franco. So, in other words, they're intervening. In other words, they're intervening. Okay. Well, guys and gals, that was fun, huh? That was exciting. All right, obviously there's more to come. I'm not dealing with the euro right now, but I scalped it twice on the short side, and somehow I managed to make money both times. So let's see that. I don't even know how I managed to make money that first trade. That was a little crazy. Anyway, the euro is spiking up though. It is at 106.50. And I'm really considering actually shorting some euro right now. Just hold on. I shorted some at 60 right now, and I'm going to try to hold that through the ECB meeting. I just sold some at actually 106.58. 106.58. I just sold some. I'm going to try to hold that through the ECB meeting. I have a feeling between now and time Mario Draghi starts speaking, we're going to be back down towards 106. If we get above 107, I'll just close it. It's only a half size now. I'm not trading the bigger sizes anymore. This is just kind of to have some exposure. Okay, let's finish up really quick with we did the Swissy. Let's go to the yen. Yen's real simple, guys. 123.60. Now look at this, guys. Just really quick. Look at this. I'm short some New Zealand yen, and I'm short some Swiss yen. Okay, but until we get below 123.10, it's very dangerous right now. And I'm telling you that as I'm short. I'm long yen right now. So I'm short New Zealand yen, I'm short Swiss yen, and this is dangerous while we're above 123.10. So 123.65, 123.10, 123.65, oops, 123.10, sorry, 123.10 is support, 123.65 range. Let's go to the Canadian. Canadian stuck between 133 and 134. It's easy, right? 133 is supporting. Even though we got a spike below it. 134 is holding. We had a spike above it. So look, 133, 134. Wait for the break or trade the lower or upper end of the ranges, whatever you want to do. But 1.33. These are approximations. 1.34 because we've been above or below by just a few pips, right? I can cruise through these really quickly, guys. You know that, but I have to today. We just don't have the time. That the damn Financial Times threw a monkey wrench in our whole master plan, which is fine because hopefully you guys did okay. But 66.85 and 66 cents for the Kiwi. Now, also with the Kiwi, look at this. This yellow trend line, I think it was Dimitri that brought this up, so let me get rid of this blue one. Okay. You see this trend line that comes in from May? That's capping us. It's like a serious cap. Okay. Now, realistically, this is a good short right here. I'm not going to short the Kiwi right now. I'm short the Kiwi yen, and I had to reopen my position. I'm basically flat. I'm down 0.9 pips right now. I'm just sitting in it. But okay, 66.80, 86 and 66 cents. Let me just do that really quick. 0.6600. That's major support, by the way. And this 0.6685, major resistance. We're in a range, but guys, the Kiwi has the potential of breaking higher. It does, all right? It really does, all right? So I'm going to leave that with you. And we'll be back to finish the Aussie dollar index, everything else. So don't go anywhere. All right, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I was just I was taking a look at the euro pound. Look at this thing, just absolutely ripping up towards the 38% retracement. Remember, the euro pound is going to find some resistance at 72 pence, but man, it is strong right now, very, very strong. Okay, let's go over to the where were we? We're at the Aussie dollar. We got to finish up the Aussie. And the euro, by the way, is making its way to highs, and the euro is not far from its highs. Swissy's hitting new lows. The euro is right up against its highs here. We're obviously seeing some dollar weakness come in across the board. Dollar yen's coming down pretty good. The Kiwi's up against resistance. The Aussie is approaching its probably key level resistance here. Let's go over to the Aussie. Look at the euro Aussie. Nice hammer. Obviously. Let's see. Euro, Aussie, US dollar here. Okay. So the Aussie, actually, I should have left that because we've got a flag pattern. That is a flag pattern that's just moving higher. This has been a very tight consolidation for the Aussie. So let's just go back and redraw that. I don't know why I was just deleting it. So here is the um, um, flag. Okay. So that's why this resistance here is pretty critical. But you know what we'll do is let's double check something. I'm assuming we're at the 88% retracement right now. We are. Okay, we're right up there. So the next key level of resistance is going to be 73.82. All right, and so that resistance comes in at 74.54 or target if we break out, if we completely break out. So 74.54. Now let's also check something else out.
Oh,
That,
Blake.
that matches a lot of horizontal resistance. Yeah, what's up, Paul?
702 is I tweeted out the chart. 702 is a very key level, so look for them to get above 702, and then for those that want to sell it, it's a very nice area to go and sell it. Maybe sell 705, 707, but they will get above 702, I would think.
Okay, all right. We will. We'll see here. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Going back to the Aussie. So we just cleared some near-term resistance, just barely. But I'm going to write down the obviously key resistance is 73.82 because if we can clear that, we've got about 100 pips of open air in the Aussie dollar. All right, we are still very much in a big range now. You know, we've been in a very bearish trend for a long time. We're more range bound, if anything, right now. Okay, so the Aussie dollar resistance at 73. I'm going to write 73.80 because that's, you know, you can write the specific highs if you want at 73.82, but I'll just write 73.80. Support now, which is really key, is this. Was a really shallow retracement, guys. The thing that scares me about the Aussie, I got asked like, you know, hey Blake, you know, you thinking about shorting the Aussie, and I'm like, man, that was a shallow 38% retracement. That comes in at 72.80. 72.80. Okay, and we are in a range. All right, let's go over to the dollar index. All right, so here's the dollar. Wow, look at the dollar. Woo, man. Obviously, that's all euro. Remember, we now have channel support coming into play. So before you guys get too aggressive on the short side here. Okay, that comes in at 93, 93.30, and see this support right through here? That's here. I'm going to take this and let's move it. Right? You guys see it? All right. 93.30. Big support for the dollar index. Well, I think we can say that our channel and the dollar index has been working out quite nicely. Wouldn't you say? Oh my God, look at the euro. Holy crap. We're above. I have to add a little bit here. Sorry. Wow. Flying the euro dollar. Holy crap. Swissie's just crap in the bed. We just broke through support here. Wow. Woo. I mean, everybody's making the running assumption right now that hold on, let's go take a look at the euro dollar. That the ECB is not going to deliver. Wow. 107.30. Oh my God. Hold on. 107.36. Holy crap. Oh my God. I would think we're a little overbought now, but hey, that's just me thinking. My average is 106.92 on the short side of the euro. So, wow, look at that. Hold on. Let's do a little bit of work here. This is really nice on the FT. We just surpassed 161% extension. That was probably what Paul was looking at. So we overshot that. So be really careful here. Really, really careful. Um, being on the long side of the euro. Wow, what a move! What a move! Um, all right, let's go over to resistance. We got to figure out where the resistance is for the dollar or for the dollar index. So the dollar index, any move back up to here. Here, let's delete this actually. Any move back up here to this 99.70 is going to be really really good resistance. Okay, so 99.70 on the way back up. And the dollar index is in a bullish trend. Now, we are threatening this bullish trend as of today. So I'm going to tweet this out because I think people need to see this chart. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Actually, you know what? I'm going to delete that. I'm going to do it in blue. Okay. Okay. A lot of people getting bearish the dollar here, so just give me a second. Sorry, guys, just wanted to tweet this chart out. I think it's important because a lot of people are talking smack about the dollar at this moment. See how we just pushed through that support? It's a really, really important chart, okay? Really, really important chart, okay? And, you know, I'm short the euro and I'm down 8 pips right now, currently. All right. Whew, man, it's busy. Busy morning, guys. Busy morning. Nice trade, Paul. Paul Franco. He just nailed the euro. Very, very nice. Okay, where am I at? Let's go over to the US dollar. Let's go over to the CAD. Oh no, we already did the CAD. Sorry. Let's go over to the peso. CAD's just kind of stuck in the crossfires too. Here's the peso. Peso's still stuck in the crossfires too. Okay. I don't know what to do with the peso here other than, hold on, you know what I was thinking about clearing out of my euro short, but I don't know if I necessarily want to. Um, Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Blake?
Wow, Paul, you're
Okay.
big
Yeah, I
echo.
said I would expect the euro to go in and sell off pretty hard going into Draghi, but I just tweeted out if anyone's running it, I would be covering at 667. But I do expect the euro to fall apart going into Draghi.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Paul. Um, wow, look at how high we spiked. Are you freaking kidding me? Did we really make it all the way up there? 107.40. Wow. Woo, woo, man. Hold on, I'm about ready. I'm considering closing this euro dollar short. Did anyone get? I'm sorry. I know I'm jumping around quite a bit. Um, did anyone short the euro above 107? A few, yeah. Wow, a lot of you guys did. David did. Colin. Okay, too many people. Really good trading, guys. Um, really good trading. I'm actually considering. I mean, I know I was considering it when it was down here at 106.68 when I originally shorted the euro. I'm thinking about holding this position through the ECB meeting. I think that euro dollar just. I think what it did is it just popped a lot of. It tripped a crap of load of stops is what it did. I really believe that. Um, what a mess, huh? What a mess. Whew. Okay. Um, And this, I'm holding the Swissy. Obviously, I'm not. I don't have any problems holding the Swissy. Being long the dollar Swiss is like, to me is a-okay. Being short the euro dollar, my cost average right now is 106.92. I'm up 20 pips on my average. I really don't have any problem holding it. Okay, let's go. Let's go over to the Norwegian krona really quick. Let's see what happened with the Norwegian krona. So, God, we may have just popped stops below that US dollar Norwegian krona there. Okay, watch this support here. I mean, see that push below. These are all stops, guys, that got taken. All stops that got taken through there. You got to be really careful because if Draghi does bring out the big guns, I mean, these moves right here after they stopped out everybody. hmm Swedish krona. Let's see what Swedish krona did. See, same thing. You guys know we've marked down these support and resistance levels all week. I mean, hell, for the dollar Swedish krona for the last 2 weeks, we've had the same prices. See how we stopped everybody out? Look at everything. U.S. dollar Swedish krona or U.S. dollar Swiss franc. We went through this support. If Draghi comes out with the big guns today, the risk is that we can swing pretty aggressively back in the dollar's favor because so many stops have been triggered. That would be my assumption. Now, obviously, we got to be really careful, and you just got to be very nimble here. But it all hinges on Draghi here in a few moments. So, who will be speaking in about 15 minutes. All right. So the cable hit 150. I didn't even see it. I wasn't even watching. Oh yeah, it did. Look at that. Nice rejection at 150, our resistance. Okay. Just ping that and reversed. Let's redo the euro really quick. So obviously we're going to have to readjust the euro dollar. It just blew through. I mean, think about all the stops that it blew through. I mean, it went creaming through so many stops. So let's go from the high here to the low. I mean, we overshot the 161% extension of this move right here. But let's go over to the actual peak right here. And we still, I mean, we overshot them by like a huge amount. Me, obviously, I'm going to have to write down 107, 107.40. Okay. Whew. Man, some freaking crazy moves today. How's that for some action on the morning edge, huh? Let me go back to the Swedish krona because I think this one you need to write down. 860 to 880, right? Right? 860, 880. If this thing, if for some reason Mario Draghi just creams the euro, if let's just say he does, okay, the U.S. dollar Swedish krona 860, 8.80. Okay, if we break through that resistance, because now that we've flushed through those stops, if we turn around and break through resistance, this thing's going to be a mega breakout. I mean, you guys know, because I mean, look at the structure here. So anyway, obviously we're going to have to keep a very close eye on that. All right, guys. Yeah, look at the euro dollar. Look at these moves. I mean, look at the wick. Look at a 60-minute chart. I'm going to miss a lot of questions. If you guys are asking questions or saying things to me, I'm missing a lot of stuff, obviously. So so I apologize. So what has the stock market done as a result to all of this? I mean, we've come off our highs. We were up 100, now only up 29. So the market doesn't like the fact that the ECB only cut the deposit rate by a certain amount. They didn't cut as much as they expected. Okay. Whew. All right. Now that's all settled down. Look at the. Hold on. I just really want to take. These are really constructive, just for future reference. No matter what happens with the euro today, like the euro New Zealand. Okay, so we hit a 618 retracement on the. Look at this. On the daily. If the euro maintains, let's even if the euro comes down to 106, let's just say. All right, let's say Mario Draghi does his thing. The euro comes down, but the euro is still, it's still going to be above 105.50. It's still, just, the ECB did not deliver as much as had anticipated. I might start buying the euro New Zealand because of this. First and foremost, we filled this gap. Do you see the gap? Basically filled. I mean, you can argue with me that it wasn't filled completely, because it really wasn't. I mean, we'd have to actually come all the way down here to fill it, but we filled the gap for the most part. Okay, we hit the 618 retracement. This is and I'm going to tweet out this chart because this is probably, well, wait, hold on. That number, let me double check that. That might not be the same number as everybody else has. Hold on. Euro, New Zealand. Remember, all the numbers were kind of crazy from when the Dow was down 1,000 points. Remember that? See, this didn't. TradingView has it a little bit different. They have just above 185. Our spike went to 189. That's a big difference. So anyway, regardless, I like the fact that we hit new lows. I like the fact that we hit new lows, and based on my charts, we came to the 618. But all right, the euro dollar is coming back down. Come on down, euro. All right. Okay. All right, guys, I'm short the euro from 106.92. I am going to hold it from, that's my cost average. I'm going to hold it through the
Blake?
ECB meeting. Yes, Paul
Yeah, I
Franco.
don't know if you saw my tweet, but 655 is at 38% of the move we just had, and 661 is a key level on the 2-hour chart. And I was telling people, if you're trying to squeeze more out of it, this is a great area just to take those shorts off. If anybody's
Yeah,
still hanging on before Draghi.
especially if you don't want to hold on
Exactly.
to a position ahead
661
of
key
Draghi.
level on the 2-hour. 655 is at 38% of today's range of 517 to
Hey,
741. I'd be taking
actually, you
it.
know what? I'm going to take mine. I'm up. That was 30 pips on my short. I'm out, and
Well done.
thanks. I'm actually done
You've
pretty
done
well
you've done really well. You
on the
blew
ECB.
me out of the water. I haven't done that great, but I'm happy because I've done well ahead, and I don't need to be sticking my neck out any further. I'm a fence sitter today, other than
Yeah,
my little
that's you.
trades.
You keep saying you're a fence sitter, but I don't know. I don't know about that, Paul Franco.
Well, cool. Good trading, and I'm going to jump out right now
Thanks, man.
until Draghi.
All right. Okay. Hey, Paul. Feel free to come back on at when the ECB starts announcing some things. I'm going to. I'll be back in a few minutes for live coverage of Mario Draghi, and we also have weekly unemployment claims. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a few moments.
We
Thanks.
just hit the 38%. Get out, folks.
Careful.